What's up, Dragon Brood? So today we put together, well, I guess technically it would have been yesterday, if you caught me on stream, that we put together a new version of the DEATHTOUCH list. We're calling it DEATHTOUCH 2.0. And several of you really enjoyed the first one, so we tried some of the cards that people recommended and made a whole second list, and it actually plays pretty well. I got lucky and played it in a match against Sultai Ramp last night, and decided to take that video and bring it over here so y'all could see it. So it's a best of 3 match, so you're gonna get to see 3 games against the Sultai Ramp deck with me playing the new DEATHTOUCH 2.0. And we're gonna go over the deck list just briefly before hopping into the game, but remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Let's go take a look at the deck. Alright, now going over this list, those of you who saw the first video know how much I disliked Moss Viper. It was probably the worst card in the deck, but it did have a purpose. Here we found a way to eliminate that and play a few other cards. So we've got 4 Foulmire Knight, Vampire of the Dire Moon, a couple of Ram Throughs. We're trying that out. I still think I prefer this lot being a Domri's Ambush, just because getting that extra bonus really does make a big difference. However, we're playing a few different cards in this list that kind of can make that bonus less relevant, but we'll see. We have 3 Shovel, going with 3 Thrash Threat. Again, this is kind of one of those cards that mostly does what you want it to do, but it can still hit Planeswalkers, and then a pinch, I guess we can make a 4/4 if we have to. 4 Hooded Blightfang, a couple of Leyline Prowlers, just because we're playing a lot of different colors here, and it's a fine card. It is a lifelink creature, which is good against mono red and things like that, so we'll see how it plays. Then we're playing 3 Domri Anarch Bolas, 4 Porcupine, because these cards were still so good, and giving you ways to remove multiple creatures with minimal resources given up is very big. 1 Garruk Unleashed, which again, when you have Trample with DEATHTOUCH, it's great. 3 Questing Beast, 4 Vivian Arcbow, or actually 2 Vivian Arcbow Ranger, and 2 Vraska Swarm's Eminence. This really does 2 things. One, that it can actually allow you to pump your creatures, which is nice. But additionally, she gives you the ability to create a creature that, with something like Porcupine, we can just go ahead, or even Thrash Threat, can just take out a Planeswalker. And that's actually really, really nice as a convenience. Lands, we're playing 4 Swamp, 4 Forest, 2 Blood Crypt, 4 Overgrown Tomb, 4 Temple of Malady, 2 Stomping Ground, and 3 Fabled Passage. The only thing I would say about this list is the final version's probably going to get updated with a single mountain, because we did have a game on stream where we just needed to search for a mountain and couldn't find one. So that's something we'll probably update, but otherwise, the list is actually pretty solid as is. But anyway, let me show you what kind of fun we had in the arena last night. Opponent goes first, sure, we'll keep. Oh, opponent mulligan to 5. Well, that'll help us, because our hand's kind of shaky here. Dairy King, awesome. Thank you for the follow. It's funny, I was just telling my wife today I hadn't been to Dairy Queen in so long. We'll go ahead and do this. Tombo Wombo, thank you for the follow. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, mono white with Veto makes sense. I mean, just gain the life and let's let Veto be bonus. This is awful. I'm gonna have to use this on that. Like, it's kind of heartbreaking, you know? But sometimes we do what we got to do. Actually, let's attack first, because, you know, maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. Alright, didn't think so. Would have told us some information, though. Like, if they had a second one, they might have gone ahead and done it. Another one of them dang growth spirals. And so many decks. You know what? I'm going to do this. Just so we can start... You know what? I'm going to leave that up too, because we can at least get cards out of that later. Teferi? Sure. Feel free to bounce one of those.
This isn't a fight you can win. That's more like it.
Alright, so this makes us feel a little better. Because now, even if they do sweep the board, we have access to another questing beast, or we could Leyline Prowler and Vampire, so that's kind of nice. Uro? Sure, don't care. They can get it back next turn, but we'll just have to have it run into questing beast. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, that's fine. I guess we just go with Duress. This is a pretty generic sideboard with this that I have. Feel like possibly a couple of Return to Natures, because I feel like they're playing like Elspeth Conquers Death or something. Cut one Thrash Threat. Probably the two Ram Throughs. The opponents don't have that many creatures, really. I can't imagine. Hey, Chris, how's it going? What type of deck is this? I don't know. It's a DEATHTOUCH list. I don't know what you want to call that. It's not a thing. I have a bunch of decks that aren't things. Greetings from India. Awesome. Do I have any suggestions for rotation-proof decks? I don't. I would say just play one of the monocolored decks that already exist. If you're trying to build one now, everything is going to play something that has cards that are in rotation. So I would just take a deck you already have and then just play or just add to it from cards that will be around a while. That's the only thing I can really say. There's not really a secret to it, unfortunately. I mean, nothing is really rotation proof. That's the thing. Like, you just decide where it's worth it for you to spend those resources or not. This is not great, but I'm going to keep it. We have a little bit to work with here. Going to go ahead and cast, or put that into play. Yes, we will take a duress against this opponent. I mean, like, just play, you know, there's various versions of, say, like, mono red, but they're going to still play stuff that's already around right now. Intriguing. You can have a shatter this guy, I guess. Since they're going to have a hard time casting Uro this turn. Though we're going to be making it easier for them to put Uro into play. But we will be able to put a Porcupine on something that can just fight Uro. So that's kind of fine, I guess. This will have to be a swamp, unfortunately. So we can kind of load up this turn. Go ahead and get that Shatter the Sky. Which again, we're kind of loading the opponent's graveyard for them, but that's okay. Alright. I don't like... Here's the problem, Chris. We were talking about this kind of earlier in the stream. I get people who ask me that all the time on my YouTube channel, and I literally just build decks. Some people have success with them, whereas I won't even play them most of the time. I'm just playing them. Like, check my YouTube channel, actually. There are tons of decks there. And there are people who take the decks and have a lot of success. I don't play them enough to know if they actually are, if I'm being 100% honest with you. Like, this is literally the first time I've played this deck. So I couldn't even tell you if it's good or not. Okay, so you're gonna make it to Fairy. You're You're gonna bounce this with both my things. Alright. We'll just kill Teferi, I guess.
You should have seen that coming. I've got you.
I mean, I don't feel like we greatly care about, like, it's a problem, but we're not really worried about it, I guess. Especially since we have a second Porcupine. I'm just gonna do this and cast this. I mean, because we can at least block one of their things if they attack here. But yeah, like, I built just a lot of different things, and like, you'll just see different decks on the channel all the time. You'll see different... Oh, boo, that sucks. And you'll see different stuff on my YouTube channel. But I can't speak to whether it's... Like, I mean, and the problem is, too, if I'm being 100% honest, is the metagame changes. Except for at this point, it seems like the last 2 weeks have been pretty stable. Generally, though, the meta changes a lot online. So it's really hard to say, like, if something's good in ladder today, will it be good tomorrow? Like, I almost feel bad trying to even speak to that, really. Why is the opponent not getting an Uro? They must have a spell counter here. Unfortunately, we only have one red source, so... Oh, weird. Yeah, let us have it. So are they just going to bounce this? Is that their plan? I'm so confused. No attacks. Nope. Alright. That's weird. Okay. So they're going to become 4/4s? Sure. Oh no, they just get base power and toughness equal to that. Okay. So that isn't even... Yeah, I don't even know what's happening. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, that was just a weird, bad sequence from the opponents. That was not good for them. Whenever creature with Deathtouch deals damage to a player or planeswalker, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Which means we can shoot Uros.
Nobody appreciates my handiwork.
And then if we don't get to shoot an Uro, we'll just shoot the opponent, then we'll put a +1/+1 on our creatures. They're gonna shatter this guy, huh? Okay, well, we'll shoot the opponent. Seems reasonable. Vivian's a nice pickup. Don't hate that. So this is kind of spiffy. We can... Vivian?
Oh, I am gonna love.
We can make another 1/1.
Oh, I'm running out of
Play
room
this.
to store my trophies.
Put counters on both of these. Alright. Let's see what the opponent wants to do.
Stomping time.
Alright, they're going to try to kill our planeswalkers, it looks like, since these both cost 4. That makes sense. It's kind of a rough spot for them, though, right? Because this turn, they either have to just spend their mana putting counters on things so they can kill off the planeswalkers, or try to get an Uro. But in the meantime, if they do get the Uro, they could potentially start dying to the vampires. Nissa? Sure.
My stewardship.
Alright. You can untap and still get an Uro, which they might do.
The land fights for us.
Interesting. And they opted not to attack with that land. Huh. So what do we do here? We can... Alright, so here's what we do. We have this fight and just kill that land. Because that makes the most sense.
We're gonna tear you apart.
And then we go ahead and have this attack Nissa.
Keep your friends close. Kill your enemies.
And then... I think we just put a Porcuparrots on this thing. So if they make a Nissa land, they can't punch through, really. And then we end the turn. This is having to be weirdly systematic, but it might work. Oh, they had another Shatter this guy. Dang. Ah, that sucks. Now we might be in trouble.
Do not test me. I must seek comfort in the land. Oppressors deserve whatever I can.
Well, that's not good. I know that much. Yeah, we'll just put some counters on non-existent creatures. I mean, I guess we call Nissa. Teferi we don't really care about, truthfully. Him bouncing stuff is actually good for us at this point. Oh, actually, we could call Blast Zone, though. Let's do that. I mean, if Elspeth conquers that, they can get rid of either one of these whenever they're ready. Think I need to go to next game, though. I can't see how we're going to recover from this easily at all.
I need to hone my skills.
All right. What do we got? Ugh. All right. I'm willing to move on to the next game. Even if there's a way we can win this. Like, it was going to be way too grindy for us to even think that's a possibility. Okay. So I'm just trying to think if there's another plan we want to go with here. I don't think there is. I mean, the problem is it really needed to draw. This Garrick would have been nice. Or even a Domri to punch. This is the problem. I mean, we talk about playing stuff like some of these other cards where they're not really putting counters on creatures. And it does make it hard when you can't pump your creatures. But I think we gotta stick with this. I mean, I don't even know. Do we even want the Sorcerer's Spyglass? Maybe it's not that good since we have Hooded Blightfang and Vraska that can kind of give us ways to kill things. And I wonder if it's possible we should just be playing, like, I don't know, extra Thrash Threat or something, maybe? Alright, let's try that. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. Against Delta Balloon. We get to play first. We have a hand that doesn't do anything early, which is bad. This is worse. This is even worse. Ugh. Alright, here's hoping. We'll take a growth spiral. I mean, their hand's slow. I mean, I guess that's somewhat of a benefit. But unfortunately, we're just not doing anything here in these early turns. I wish I could even use that to draw a card, but with no mana in sight, we just got to do what we can do. Really, the opponent could have just blast zoned, but they opted not to. Yeah, I guess since you have a row, you can just do it next turn anyway. Need a land. That is not a land. Ugh. Rough way to go out. But, I mean, you know, opening hand and 2 mauls and didn't have anything playable. Not a lot you can do.
Strange and magnificent world. Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Alright, this helps somewhat. I mean, we know it's going to get ECD'd next turn, but, like, what do you do?
You defy my patience. The land will not forsake you.
I mean, the only good news is we'll get a turn where we can kind of protect one of these with the Porcupine, weirdly. Oh no, just a fairy. Didn't see that coming.
I'll protect you.
It's definitely a problem. Okay, weird. They're kind of leaving the door open. I guess that means they're just going to try to sweep the board. Ultimately. Well, that does mean we can't really use this the way we want. Let's look at that. This is weird because this is like one of those what if they don't have it scenarios, you know, but they almost always have it.
Hardly my worst defeat.
I mean, they can do this pretty much any time. I mean, they have the mana to get rid of our... Yeah, dude, that's what I was saying. This was literally an anytime they were ready scenario. Yeah, we're not coming back from that. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like I said, I accept it. It comes with the territory. Alright, we're gonna give it one more shot. And honestly, I don't really mind. Like, I don't know if I like this version or the other version better. Now, had we drawn Domri that last game, it would have mattered a little bit. So, that is something I have to keep in consideration. Ooh, I hope I have a single mountain in here. I don't know if we do. I'd like to think we do, but maybe we don't. Oh, I don't have just a singular mountain. That's gonna hurt. Whoa, where'd they go? There we go. I guess I'll take a swamp. I don't know. Oh, where were you turn 1, buddy? Alright, well, regardless, I think we'll just open with the Hooded Blightfang and we'll just see what happens. Thought Erasure. There goes that Blightfang, I would imagine. So if they take Blightfang, then we play Prowler into Domri, and that's bad. So they may just be better off taking Domri, honestly. Because really, that's really the soft spot in this deck, is that all your creatures have 1 power. Except for Questing Beast, obviously. So when you stick the other ones, like, it has a much bigger impact than I think people are aware of. Alright, let's see what happens. This is where we land an Uro, possibly. Maybe? No. No Uro. Okay. What are we doing here? You're just playing Sultai? Alright. I mean, if you want to leave mana open for a spell counter, you want to bounce a thing. I mean, yeah, it's just like... Alright, so they only had Growth Spiral, so I missed an opportunity. Though we're still not bad off. I mean... They're loading the graveyard, but... I mean, not really doing anything. And we have a Questing Beast next turn with Domri backup. This feels mostly okay, but, you know, I could be wrong. Could be false sense of security here. And yeah, Ace, it is a little bit of a long one tonight. One to go through a couple of different decks here. Ooh, they're taking damage. So what are you playing here? Oh, Casualties of War. That's fine. Like, not our preferred choice, but, you know, we do what we gotta do. Now, if you have a second one, we're in real bad shape. That's what I get for not taking that chance and playing that Domri last turn, huh? Probably should have.
Together, we will prevail.
Alright, now we need a red land.
Harness the elements.
That is a critical red land if we get one. Oh, it's not. We are in bad shape. Alright, well, not a lot we can do here. No, if you're going to block here, you always block the vampire.
I will endure.
Alright. Ugh. Ugh. So gross. So gross. Alright. Take those. The fact that I built a sideboard that doesn't have Noxious Grasp is so stupid. So I deserve whatever pain comes my way because of this. Yeah, I mean, those really, if you're playing black, 4 Noxious Grasp should be the first cards into your sideboard. It shouldn't even be a question. Ugh. That have so many flaws. I need to have a singular mountain in this list too. We're gonna mulligan. This is an interesting hand. I mean, alright. Don't love it, but sure. I have no idea how we win with this, but we're just gonna try to draw some early creatures. So then when we start playing these Hooded Blightfangs, we can actually do something. Or we're just not. We're just not. Man, we have had the weirdest luck tonight. We're gonna have to watch our opponent play more Growth Spirals. It's always the worst. but I'm pretty sure it's what's going to happen here. We're going to get growth spiraled into oblivion. No, they just had eliminate. Okay, cool. Well, I guess it's good we have triple Blight Fang this time. Oh, are they Shark Typhooning looking for lands? Ooh. Weird that we drew more Blight Fangs, but okay. I mean, I guess I'll take the Prowler just in case something happens to these creatures. We can do something still. Uro, sure. I mean, it's very possible, too. They also just brought in, like, Ritualist Soot. And that's gonna be the end of us, but not a lot we can do. If they're gonna do it, though, they'll do it here, I imagine, if they have it. Okay, so they don't. Because that would make the most sense. Come on, Questing Beast. That's what we need here. That would be great. Porky Parrot, not bad. So if we play this, it's 2, 4, 6, 3, 6, 7, 8. Don't love doing this, but if they Nissa next turn, we can still block the land. And then we could Porky Parrot Nissa, I guess. And that's almost enough to win, but not quite. I mean, they can get back an Uro. Which again, we can Porky Parrot down, then attack for another 3, 6, 7, 8. Put the opponent at 5. They'd be at 8, actually, because they'll gain 3 from Uro. So that's a thing. Good news is, they don't have anything else in the yard, so they can't Uro again if we kill it. Though Questing Beast would just end it, though, right? Well, they'd have to block Questing Beast, and they would take 16? Because this is 3, 6, 9 if we attack with everything. But it's not quite enough to get it done, unfortunately, so we can't. As much as we want to. Here comes an eliminate. Best color combo with green, or is it situational? Usually situational, but on this channel I'm going to say red, because rule's a thing. I mean, I guess we take action? Because having the Porky Parrot's just not bad. Alright. I mean, we did what we could. The Blight Fangs are working overtime. Well, opponent, what do we got? Oh, they're probably looking at Casualties of War, which doesn't really do anything, because even if you kill a Blight Fang and a land, we get to play a Porky Parrot, then attack for 2, split them to 3, and then they take 4. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. Oh, that's not true. They might be playing a, yeah, that's what I was saying, Hydro Crazies. Put you at 7. But does that even do it? Because we attack for 3, that's 6. Yeah. That should be it, right? 2, 4, 6. I mean, if we're really worried about it, we could just 2, 4. 2, 4, 6. And then, yeah. That's absurd. We're at 43 life. That is wild. 44 life. Yeah, I agree, Matt. It's a wild card. Oh, what to do, what to do, what to do. I feel like I should just go in on the ram throughs. But the problem is we already have Thresh Threat. We've got Porky Parrots. We've got Domries. I'll just live with it. I will just lament the fact that I didn't put Noxious Grasp in this sideboard. Ooh, boy. Can't keep this. This is not a lot better. Man. Alright, I guess I gotta get rid of Questing Beast. That's a sad time, let me tell you. Well, sadly, I would have been able to find a way to cast the Questing Beast, but, I'm gonna scrap that, I think. And work our way towards something else. Don't know what that something else is yet, but we're gonna work our way toward it. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and play this. And play this. So if something happens where we feel the need to kill something, we can just Porky Parrot on a thing. Though the opponent's playing Eliminates and whatnot, so it may not be as clear-cut as we want it to be. I am going to go get a Swamp, so we at least have double black, double green if we feel we need it for some reason. Man, I really feel like this Blightfang's gonna just eat it. Alright, so I'm gonna do this. See if I can coax out and eliminate. Alright, opponent didn't take the bait. I was hoping they might, but they didn't. But if they're not doing anything else in the meantime, this could work out for us. Hydroid Traces. Alright, you have a Traces. We are not going to concern ourselves with that. And we're just gonna attack. I mean, now the good news is, unless they drew another land and they're eliminating Uro, this means they're gonna eliminate and realistically spend their turn to kill the Blightfang, which, yeah, makes sense. I wouldn't fault them for doing it. I should probably take the card here, but I'm trying to, like, give us some extra outs, depending on what they decide to do, if they want to bounce something or whatever. And here they might, like we said, land and eliminate would be my guess. Nope, that came into play tapped. Alright. Shields are down. We get to go nuts this turn. Man, let's draw another Blightfang. This would be the time. That does not look much like a Blightfang. However, being able to put that here, knowing that the Blightfang will ultimately be a target. Now, I will say, we could have probably put it on the Blightfang and ultimately protected it from an Eviscerate, or from an Eliminate, but I figured any other removal card they have is going to target the Blightfang first anyway. And if they kill that, we get in for a bunch this turn. It seems fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that Xaxes? Nah. They've got a shark in our future. Man, what happens if we play this Porcupine? I'm assuming nothing. Because if you Aether Gust, we don't even care. Hey, why did that move? I gotta know what's under there. Okay, not you. The middle one, I think, now has the Blight Fang. It does. Okay. Not that it matters, really. They're all kind of the same thing at this point. But I'm putting it the least likely to be under pressure here. Big shark. Yep. We're just going to shoot the shark before it has a chance to block anything, and the opponent goes to 2. And I believe that should do it. Way to take down Sultai Ramp. Alright, let's see what the opponent's got, though. It's not over till it's over here. Yeah, we had to play a little bit of a shell game to find that Blight Fang to make sure we were attacking with the right creatures. Oh boy, what are we doing here? I mean, Casualties of War doesn't do anything. Hydroid Crisis for 4 doesn't really do anything. I guess you're looking for Aether Gust? But even then, we just shoot Hydroid Crisis and then attack for 1+3? Yeah, I think that's the best thing they can do. They might be looking at the shell game to figure out which one's which. Yep. that was it. You know, what I liked most about those games is that they played out differently each time. So the deck isn't like a one-note deck. Like sometimes you're going to go big with like Domries and Devraska, and you're going to be attacking with 3 power, 4 power creatures. Sometimes you're going to get multiple Blight Fangs and just win that way. Sometimes you're going to slowly control their creatures when you're playing against like mono green with stuff like Porcupines and whatnot to take out their creatures. So it's a very fun deck. It's versatile, and it's coming at a different angle than a lot of the other creature decks. I would say if you're playing against a lot of creature decks, something like the green-white +1/+1 counters deck, or even mono green a bunch, this is something maybe you should consider. You know, with all the Death Touch things, you can slowly turn the advantage around and really put your opponents in bad places trying to make tough decisions because all your creatures have Death Touch. But let me know in the comments if you like me kind of remixing decks, if you want to call it that. Maybe I should call it that, Death Touch Remix. But yeah, just let me know if you like that. We can go back and revisit decks, update them with some different recommendations from the discussions or the comments, or, you know, maybe you just like seeing brand new decks. Either way, let me know down below. And remember, if you haven't, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. That's all I have for you today. We'll see you next time.